We're high stepping in a Monday. We're high stepping in a Monday. We don't need no salt and pepper, 'cause we got our weather together. Oh, we high stepping in a Monday, yes indeed. Good day, everybody. Welcome back to the Dirty Pat Walsh channel on YouTube with me, your host, Dirty Pat Walsh. Hey, I found my dip in some fine cut natural grizzly that Johnny Exotic sent me. This is second to the no, this is my first out of all the grizzly natural dips. This is my favorite for sure. I like it better than the snuff even, and I love snuff. But I don't know. The snuff and this are kind of like they're both equal. The fine cut wintergreen though is the shit. I absolutely love it. Yeah, soft on the lip. It's got that great grizzly wintergreeniness. You know, it's nice. It's nice like that. Anyhow, I changed around my room a bit yesterday. I have an actual bed type object now. I have an army cot in my room that I can sleep on now, rather than sleeping on a couch, which I've been doing most of my life, most of my adult life, definitely. Sleeping on a couch. I'm a couch soldier, baby. But yeah, Kelsey sourced me an army cot, so now I have a hard surface to sleep on that won't fuck with my back. I feel great today. So, but yeah, anyway, going through my stuff, I found this old packet of rolling papers, and it says "Donut Store Stories" on it. Now, before I moved to Peterborough, I lived in Oakville, Ontario, which is like, I guess it's one of the best places, if not the best place to live in Canada, or Ontario, at least Ontario. Yeah, it must be Ontario. It's a beautiful little town. Half of it is very affluent. At least when I lived there, this is how it was. The east side was really affluent, like fucking millionaire houses, you know, just crazy shit, crazy rich. But the rest of Oakville was kind of shitty, you know. The whole west side of Oakville was like it was pretty hood, you know, for the times, and yeah, we used to. It was crazy. Anyway, I lived in Oakville. Now, I had a burgeoning career in the health food industry. I worked for a health food shop called Alternatives, and I was the bulk food manager there. And but due to my quickly accelerating alcoholism and cigarette intake, and showing up to work drunk and, you know, shit like that, they had to fire me, because they can't have a drunk on the floor of the health food store, you know what I mean? But I did work there for a good few years, and I loved that job. You know, I would still do that job today if I could. But yeah, they let me go. They gave me a great severance package, which was nice, and they wished me all the best. They hoped that I would get help with my addiction, and, you know, maybe 15 years later I did. But so anyway, when I got fired, I went on unemployment insurance, and did that for a bit. But I was a grinder, like back when I was able to work. Like I would work, you know, and fucking anything to get money, you know, I was doing it that I could. And anyhow, so I needed a job. I felt I needed a job. Now, I've worked in the food service industry my entire working life, pretty much, except for the exception of 2 years. 1 year where I worked at a consumers distributing in Oakville, and which is like a warehouse job, and one and a bit of a year here in Peterborough where I worked as a hotel housekeeper, and I worked in the kitchen there too. So yeah, ever since I was 13 until I was 47, I worked pretty much full time in the food service industry. Everything from fast food to baking to line cook, chef. I owned a restaurant for a brief period of time, like about a year and a half before my marriage fell apart. You know, but kind of at my low point in my food service career, I worked at a donut store. I was the night manager at a Dunkin' Donuts in Oakville that was placed, this was in the 80s, this would have been around 89, 90, you know, right before I moved to Peterborough. Yeah, it would have been 89, 90, you know. And I worked the night shift alone. I worked there from 11 p.m. until 7:30 a.m. when the breakfast lady came in. And they fucking loved me. But the owner was this hilarious guy. Like, not hilarious, but weird hilarious, you know. His name was Daryl. And he was like a tall, shock of red hair kind of guy. You know, he had a big red beard. He loved America. You know, he was an American patriot. He was Canadian. You know, but him and his wife were like these religious right Americans. You know. Anyhow, the donut store, I'm going to tell you other stories. I'm just going to give you a little brief overview right now. But the donut store was placed, it was placed in the parking lot between two biker bars. One was called CC's, and it was like a comedy bar. And one was called O'Toole's, and it was like a liquor bar where you go get fucking drunk. I've seen people drive that are they were biker bars, right? I saw a guy drive a Harley up the stairs of O'Toole's. It was the second floor bar. He drove his fucking Harley upstairs. It was nuts. Yeah. So it was pretty, you know, my clientele wasn't the best people, you know, after last call. A lot of people were great, you know. Most of my clientele was, bikers from bars. I had a couple student regulars from Sheridan College. There was a mental hospital down the road, and people would escape, and they'd come hang out in my donut shop. And this Toronto Star had there was a drop off for all their carriers, you know, like the early morning carriers. So I had a lot of Toronto Star people. And it was pretty violent at times. You know, I had bottles thrown at me. I threw bottles at people. I chased a gang of skinheads out of the bar or out of the shop once for harassing my friend with a fucking bread knife and a broom. I chased out a gang of about 7 skinheads. And I asked I didn't even have a key to the office. I was the manager. I didn't even have a key. I couldn't even hide. I was a sitting duck. You know, the police knew me, didn't like me because I was a punk rock hooligan and troublemaker. You know what I mean? I'm a sitting duck for trouble. So, yeah. um, it would get pretty hairy at times, you know. Most of the night would be nice and quiet, but sometimes it would get hairy. I got or like, not robbed, but yeah, kind of robbed. Not like strong arm robbed. You know, people come in, order a dozen donuts, and then just fucking take off out the door. You know, what can I do? You know, I gotta stay in the shop. Stuff like that. You know, no one ever robbed me for money. I used to rob them for money, but I'll tell you about that in another video. Um, yeah, I worked my way up to a pretty decent wage for the year at the time, and when I announced I was moving to Peterborough, they were very sad to see me go. I scammed them a lot. I scammed them all the time, every day. And they never caught on to any of my tricks because I'm slick like that. And it's funny because the guy they hired to replace me, I actually thought I was being kind and showed him a couple of my tricks, right? This is how you do it if you want to get cigarette money. This is how you do it if you want to get whatever, you know. And he was fired within 2 weeks for scamming him. And they were like, we wish we had you back, Patrick. And I was like, but I moved to Peterborough. But I'll tell you more about the donut shop. It was a Dunkin' Donuts, one of the first in Ontario. We only have Dunkin' Donuts in Montreal in Canada, as far as I know. But yeah, more donut store stories later. All right. Thanks for stepping in a Monday with me, everybody. Be well, stay free, have a fucking awesome day.